All right, welcome back, disc golf fans. Got a treat for you today. We're out here at Munden Point Park. Runs along the southern tip of the North Landing River, right before it connects to the Currituck Sound. Uh, it is a beautiful, mostly open course with a few wooded holes, and allow us to throw some bigger shots, uh, try to gain more distance on things. I'm setting up right now, and we'll head over to hole one in a minute. This is a par 54 for the shorts, I believe. And so yesterday I was out here with my wife, had a good time, beautiful weather. Came in under at -4, which is a pretty respectable score out here. Could have done better. Uh, Second player definitely parked a lot more holes than I did. So we'll see what we could do today. Maybe we'll beat it. Maybe we won't. Let's try to at least get the same score I had yesterday, get that consistency. Um, I did lose one of my Nuke SSs out here yesterday on a second shot, just practicing. Um, Lost it in the mucky water. It was too uh, muddy to see through, so and in a dark shadow area, so I wasn't able to find it. But it's all good. It happens sometimes in disc golf. Munden has claimed 3 of my discs so far. It has 2 holes that you deal with water, and I lost all 3 discs on hole 8. So hopefully we won't lose any today on hole 8. So I'm gonna get set up, get my bag and cart all ready to go, and I'll meet you over on hole 1. All right, like I said, this is a par 54 course, 4,129 feet. This is hole 1. It's a par 3, pretty much a straight shot, a little to the right, 255 feet. We'll see what we got today. Gonna throw my Boca. A little short, but it'll be all right. Looks like we're about 40 feet out. Uh, Caught this magnolia tree. Give it a good bid. A little too high. Again, too high. Yep, for a putt, should be birdie. Should be par, I mean. Gray one was my first one, so it was a quick, easy par. All right, we're at hole 2. It's a straight shot between those 2 little trees from the tee pad. 211 feet according to UDisc. I'm going to go with my MD3. And cut that one a little short. Let's give the Nautilus a try. That's better. That's where my MD3 was yesterday. Unfortunately, this tree doesn't give me any options, so we're just going to go quick forehand right up the and go for par. Nautilus was great. First bogey. Hole 3. Par three, either you got to throw a really great forehand up and skip off of that little mound, or you go up and over this bush. Basket's back behind this bush and the next set of bushes. Uh, T sign says 219. UDisc says 178. My rangefinder said 236 yesterday. So going with my passion. Up and over the bush. Cut a little early today off the tree in the middle of the bush. That's wonderful. All right, so we got a big problem because I'm inside of a bush that's hard to get into. And I haven't seen my disc yet. Oh, here it is, right here. We'll see how that looked. Only you can see where that landed right now, so hopefully it was good. Not too bad from inside the bush. A 25 footer. Oh, top and bottom. Another bogey. All right, hole three, hole four. Straight out, a little bit fade, turn to the right. Coming off of the tee pad that's wedged into a bush. I'm going to go with my Fox and see if I can't get a slight turnover closer to the basket. Or we can hit a tree. And send us almost into the road. All right, let's try this fade again. It fought out yesterday, but we'll see if we can't just get a neutral coast. It's out there, but as always, we go from our first throw. Hopefully you can see me. I'm going to try just a little easy throw with the MD3. Just let it turn over a little bit right into the, or come back a little bit right into the basket area. Except I left it a little short, but I got a nice little skip. That'll work. Should be a fairly easy putt. Put it in for three, go on to the next basket. There we go. All right, welcome to hole 5 at Munden. I am currently 2 over par, not the best start. T sign says 209, UDisc says 178. It's a dead straight shot out into that shady area by that big tree. I'm going to go with my Royal Peak and kind of give it a straight shot right at it. Come on, skip up there. All right, we got to look for birdie. About 25 feet maybe, I think. All right, so we got 20 footer, 18 actually, 18, maybe even 16. Coming right at you, go with my peak putter. Just high. That was just low. Better high than low. But for a par, it'll be all right. All right. Hole 6, shortest hole on the course. T sign says 163 feet. You have a big pine tree straight off the tee pad, so there's no straight shots involved here. There's a couple little tiny gaps in between the trees. I tend to go out to this farther right gap right before that last big tree on the left, on the right, and hope it has enough juice to come back all the way without hitting that very last tree. Kind of like that. All right, 10-footer here for birdie. Get a stroke back. Puts us back to +1. All right, here at hole 7, T sign says 247 feet. UDIS says 255 feet. It's out there behind that triple tree with the big tree with the two little ones coming off the base of it. About 15, 20 feet behind that. Yesterday I parked it with the Missy Gannon cicada. See if we can do that again. And that's going to go out left. Should be a fairly easy upshot. That's an easy upshot with the range. And tap out the par. All right, this is hole 8 at Munden, the most treacherous hole. It's a water hole. You're throwing out a big peninsula. It's 379 feet to the yellow basket, just behind that tree you see out there in the open. I'll go with my Nuke SS and hope I don't turn it over into the water like I did yesterday. Or we're going to go straight into a tree. All right, we're going to go from there. Same disc. That's better. Sounded like the disc took a pretty good hit off that concrete. It sure did. Just a quick upshot with the range. A little long, but that's a putt for bogey. That's a little easy putt for a bogey. Back to +2. All right, this is hole 9, 247 foot. It goes out, and you got to cut back behind this tree line where the water ends. I'm going to go with my time lapse, try to get a good rip on it out there to get it to swing pretty deep to the left. It's all right. About 20 foot for bogey, for birdie. Ah. Par. All right, this is hole 10, the backside of the back nine. You have 201 feet, bit of a turnover to the right from the tee pad. Tee pad's actually behind the camera to the left, to the right. I'm going to throw my royal peak on a little bit of a turnover and see if I can't park this hole. I hit the only tree in the middle of the fairway. Got about a 30, 35 foot, maybe 40-foot putt. I'm going to give this a run. It should land next to the basket if I miss. Front and back of the basket. Not bad. Not bad. Just a quick, short putt for par. On the hole 11. All right, this is hole 11. It's a straight kind of tunnel shot through these trees. There is a little bit of a gap on the right side between those last two trees that you can kind of sneak away into. But if you could throw something that'll go straight through, that's the best. I'm going to throw my buzz saw. This is a first run. It's a little bit flippier, a little bit better, I feel, than the newest runs of them. We'll see what we got. Got about a 20-foot, 25-foot putt, so we'll see, maybe. Fortunately, I put myself directly behind this tree, so I step out a little bit, give it a run. Just over and off the lip. That's the way it goes sometimes. That's how it goes. All right, we're at hole 12. Out across this field, just inside that shadowy tunnel area that you can see on the camera. I'm going to go with my Zen 2, and try to pump it out around this tree out here in the open and skip up inside that tree line. It'll come back, but not anything like I wanted. Basket is just back inside the trees there. Hopefully I can get it right through this little gap I see. In a gap. Not the gap I wanted. I do have a putt. So here's the hoping. There we go. First good putt, actually good putt of the day. All right, here at hole 13, largest hole in the course. Sign says 405. UDIS says 379. It's definitely every bit of 400 feet. I know I can't reach it in a drive. At least I haven't been able to yet. I'm working on that. Gonna go with my Nuke SS and see if I can't get up some power behind this and get a full flight out of it. And nope, did not get a full flight. A little upshot here. See if we can't get this range up there. That should work. All right, so I had to switch to my phone. The camera died. I thought I had enough charge on it. Hole 13, 14, 189 feet, straight down through these tunnel of trees. Gonna go with my Zvay. That should be pretty decent for a putt. All right, let's see if we can get this 20 footer. There we go. That's how it's supposed to be. All right, this is hole 15. It's 185 feet out and just tucks into the tree line just a tad bit. Pretty easy hole. I'm gonna go my zone SS and see if I can't just smooth it right up to the basket. And I did not smooth it up to the basket, but I do have a putt. So we'll see what happens. All right, so I'm at +1 thanks to hole 14's birdie. If I can make this one, which is possible, could be back to even. Just caught the rim, the band. It's all good. Easy tap in. All right, this is hole 16, 217 feet. From the tee pad, it's actually to the right, just behind that right tree out there. I'm gonna go with my MD3 and see if I can't do a slight turnover with it and put it right by the basket. Kind of like that. Potential for another birdie here. I didn't get as far as I'd liked with the MD3, but still good throw. There we go. Ah. Player 2's hit or miss today. But that's a birdie for even par. Hole 17. Tee sign says 200 feet. Straight out from the basket. I'm gonna go with my Missy Gannon Cicada and see if I can't just kind of smooth it through these trees. Let's skip up. Little long, but that looked like a beautiful flight. All right, just a 10 footer for birdie. Here we go, one under. We're able to fight back. All right, last hole, hole 18. It is a turnover shot or a forehand shot. There is a Mando on that one tree, if you can see it. Can't go right of that, so you have to stay with the left side and either have a turnover it'll turn into it, or a forehand that'll fade back into it. Yesterday I was playing around through my Boca and with the forehand, and it practically parked it. So we're gonna try again today and see if we can repeat the shot. If I had to guess and bet on it, probably won't repeat the shot. but that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to try the same things that we've done before to try to get consistency with them. So. It was a decent forehand, but just didn't get over enough for me. All right, left ourselves with about a 25-foot, 30-foot shot here, 30-foot putt here. It'd be nice to drain this and end around with a birdie, but we'll see. Off the top. Left ourselves with a decent comeback putt. Little dragonfly. All right, still got ourselves a par. Still -1 for the round. Go over to the car and we'll talk about the round. All right, so that's Munden Point Park out here in Southern Virginia Beach, out near the coast. 18 holes, par 54, 4,129 feet according to UDisc. I think UDisc and the T signs need to be updated. Some of the holes are shorter, some of the holes are longer. But all in all, this is my favorite course here in Hampton Roads, Virginia. It gives you some of the technical through the tree shots. It gives you, and it also gives you some of the big let yourself rip, throw bombers, and hope you get up enough to get some good putts. Unfortunately, I don't have that kind of arm. I'm working at it. It's seeming to get a little bit better, but it's a work in progress. I'm just breaking the 300-foot mark on my good drives, but not all of them are good drives. So we're working on consistency. Had some pretty good drives, some not so great drives, a bunch of putts that were high or low, but still dead straight. So it's just bringing in the accuracy to get, start making those birdie putts that, or save a par putts because I had a bad drive. But this is my, like I said, this is my favorite course. You'll see me out here again. I do plan on having 1 or 2 tournaments out here later this year. A little Cottonmouth Classic practice tournament with the local disc golf club, and then the Cottonmouth Classic in September. Probably competing in MA4. We'll see. Maybe I'll throw myself in the MA3 and try to rip it up the course, but I might stay in MA4 because I do make that tournament a little bit more difficult by adding 3 very difficult holes around the baseball fields on the one side of this park for a 21 hole round. So it'll be 42 holes for the tournament. And it is brutal. It's in September, so it's usually hot. So we'll see. Had a luxury of meeting the gentleman, John, who designed this course 21 years ago. He happened to come through and was playing on a group that I let go in front of me. And he's looking to talk to any individuals for that represent the PDGA about building a disc golf course in, I believe, Marsh Street Park here in Virginia Beach. But it was awesome to meet the guy. Thanked him for designing such an amazing course. It's not the longest course in Hampton Roads. It is not the most difficult course in Hampton Roads. It is probably one of the most fun courses in Hampton Roads, in my opinion, because of the variety. Hole 8, unfortunately, is probably the most brutal hole on this course because you get to play next to water. So far in my disc golf journey in my life, for about 5 years, that water has claimed 3 discs of mine. Had claimed 5, but I was able to get 2 of them back. But all in all, great course, beautiful blue sky day, very sunny. My camera did die, so the sound quality and the video quality may have changed around hole 14. Apologize for that. I'll make sure I have things fully charged for next time. But y'all have a good one. Stay out of the trees and have fun.